You might be surprised by the small, subtle clues that can reveal a cheater, clues that are often easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. In this video, I'll walk you through how to identify these hidden behaviors and patterns before the damage is done. Over the past 2 decades, I've handled countless infidelity and cheating partner cases. Through this extensive experience, I've observed a number of consistent warning signs that often surface in relationships where deception is present. But hold on, these aren't the typical red flags you're probably already familiar with. I'm not just talking about staying out late, being overly protective of their phone, or constantly traveling for business. The signs I'll cover in this video are much more subtle, small shifts in behavior that can quietly point to infidelity. Let's start with one of the biggest clues: sudden changes in communication habits. You might notice fewer text messages, fewer calls, or a decline in social media activity. I know, it seems counterintuitive. Many assume a cheating partner will be glued to their phone, texting and calling more frequently while secretly staying in touch with someone else. But in reality, the opposite often happens. And there are a few reasons why. For one, the cheater might fear drawing attention to themselves. They know that excessive texting or constant activity online could trigger suspicion. They may also be worried about accidentally saying the wrong thing, posting something revealing, or slipping up in a way that exposes their secret life. That internal pressure can build and influence them to withdraw and become less active, even in normal conversations. Subtle shifts in secrecy. Another major red flag is an increase in secretive behavior, but not in the obvious ways you might expect. Yes, keeping their phone close, locking down their social media, or receiving mysterious calls late at night can all be warning signs. But often, it's the absence of normal behavior that should make you pause. For example, maybe they used to talk about work, office gossip, how their day went, what their coworkers were up to. But now, those conversations suddenly stop. That silence might seem small, but it could signal something deeper. Of course, not every silence means they're cheating. Maybe nothing exciting is happening at work. But when this shift happens alongside other behaviors, it becomes more telling. Now here's another clue that often goes unnoticed: avoidance of eye contact. When someone starts dodging your gaze, especially while recounting recent events, it might be because they're lying or struggling to keep their story straight. True, people look in different directions when recalling memories. It's natural. But if someone consistently avoids looking you in the eye, especially when talking about their day or explaining their whereabouts, that's not typical in a healthy relationship. Nervousness without reason. A cheating partner may also display signs of nervousness during otherwise normal conversations. Let's say you're just chatting about your child's day at school or a simple family plan, and suddenly they start fidgeting, twirling their hair, tapping their foot, or constantly shifting in their seat. That kind of restlessness might be due to inner guilt, anxiety, or fear of being caught. Sure, nervousness can stem from stress, fatigue, or illness, but combined with other signs, it's something to watch closely. Another powerful sign? Becoming defensive without provocation. Now, if you directly ask, "Why didn't you come to our son's game tonight?" and they get defensive, that's already concerning. But it's even more alarming when you haven't asked anything accusatory. Imagine you casually say, "Johnny hit a home run at the game tonight. Too bad you had to work late. You would have loved it." Instead of showing sadness or regret, they launch into a defensive rant about why they couldn't make it. That reaction can be a subtle form of guilt speaking louder than words. Emotional disconnection and personality changes. One of the most overlooked signs is a noticeable shift in personality, especially if your partner suddenly becomes emotionally distant. If they once enjoyed spending quality time with you but now prefer to engage in completely different activities, particularly things you don't enjoy or weren't part of your shared interests, it's worth questioning why. Cheating often introduces a person to new experiences, new hobbies, new routines, new mindsets. Those changes can show up in their daily life and pull them emotionally away from you. Instead of bonding over common interests, there's now a growing divide. This disconnect can also trigger something unexpected: insecurity in the cheater themselves. The guilt they carry can mess with their self-esteem. They begin questioning everything: their choices, their new partner, even their marriage. And strangely, They may start suspecting you of cheating. This projection is a way for them to justify their own behavior. If I think they're cheating too, then what I'm doing isn't so bad. Yes, this happens more than you might think. And when these suspicions start to surface, the communication between you and your partner often begins to break down entirely. They may stop talking altogether, retreating into silence to avoid confrontation and maintain their secret life undisturbed. That stonewalling, the complete withdrawal from emotional engagement, is often the most glaring sign of all. When they give you the silent treatment, it's not just avoidance, it's strategy. By saying nothing, they reduce the risk of slipping up or revealing anything. But in trying to hide everything, they end up revealing the one truth they can't disguise. Something is very, very wrong.